Hello, this video is to help you with creating your greeting card. The first thing you want to do, as you will with every assignment for Art 100, is look at your course schedule to see the details about what is due by Friday at midnight. You'll notice that on Friday there's a checklist including the art project. The art project says design a greeting card or postcard in a particular artistic style or form that conveys a specific message or sentiment about a current or local political issue. And the important thing to remember about your greeting card is that it needs to convey a specific message. So make sure the imagery and other items on your card, including text, help to convey your message that you want to get across. The first thing that you're going to want to do is open up your sketchbook and take some notes. These are my notes that I made thinking about what is the point of a greeting card. After I'd created my greeting card, I made more notes describing kind of what the point of my card was. My card was a birthday card for someone who's getting a little bit older. I used old high school notes from my wife. They says these were the days. Then I used a cutout, and I liked the silhouette better than the cutout that I had created, so I flipped it over. And then I used some red gouache here, the paint that we have, to create this sort of red field and set off that line in the silhouette that I had made. There's the inside of my card, and you can see I've left some open space on the left-hand side so that I can write my message. There's the back of my card, and on the back of my card I've put some images of old men because, again, I kind of wanted this to be a humorous thing to send to someone who's getting older. The first thing you're going to want to do when you create your card is use some of the tag board. I handed out some file folders, and those are great because it's nice heavier weight paper, but we don't want to draw right on that tag board. So the white paper you see here is going to cover it. So cut out your tag board first. Then you're going to want to make sure, don't glue it directly onto the white paper. You're going to want to make sure you leave room because that seam actually takes up quite a bit of space. And it'll come unglued if you don't make sure that you fold the white paper around your folded tag board first. Then glue the pieces together after you've made a little mark. Finally, cut off any of the pieces that stick outside of that tag board. And you're going to want to glue in tag board on the inside, white paper on the inside of your tag board and the outside of your tag board so that your card has a white surface on the outside and the inside. Finally, this is the fun part, where you get to use the variety of materials that we have at our disposal. I used some of the paints. Other people might choose to use markers. We have drawing pencils, colored pencils, a pencil sharpener to keep them sharp. Obviously, we're going to be using lots of scissors, maybe even some pens. There's a variety of pens here. And then finally, the glue stick is what we want to use. Do not use Elmer's glue. That's a no-no, unless you want it to look like second grade bumpy paint glue underneath your flat pieces of paper. Do not use the Elmer's glue. Use the Oohoo glue stick that is in your kit. And then finally, as another example, here's a card that my wife created for somebody who might be in mourning. And she cut apart a cabbage, dipped that cabbage in some purple paint, and then stamped it onto some tissue paper that she found actually among our gift wrapping supplies. And then she used the gouache to paint those small features here, which just give a little bit of more kind of subject matter and beauty to the front of her card. The inside of her card has an image again that shows maybe somebody who's got a heart that's hurting. And finally, the back of her card, you can see the tissue paper is glued on there. The back of her card has another image that reinforces the message.